Hello, and welcome to the Changing Lives National Diversity Awards winners interview. So, Changing Lives, we're the winners of the Community Organisation Award for Multi-Strand at the National Diversity Awards in 2021. We're just going to take some time today to speak with Ben and David, who are from Changing Lives, and hear what they have to say post National Diversity Awards. So welcome both.
Thank you.
Hello.
Amazing. So how are you guys feeling today?
Yeah, good. We're super busy with all our other projects and things happening leading up to East holidays and then summer. So we're really, really busy.
Amazing. The one thing that when I was doing my own personal research about changing lives, was what kind of sparked the idea to create Changing Lives in general?
So initially it was an incident where a 6-year-old threatened me with a knife, and that sort of prompted me to do something about it. And that's when I spoke to Ben, and with his local links in Harlow, we sort of acted upon something that had happened to me, and I just felt more had to be done in situations like that. More education, more intervention programs had to be set up, and I felt there was a lack of it in the area, and not much was happening. So this program was set up purely to help young people who were sort of didn't know the dangers of carrying knives or drugs and things like that, just because I was threatened with a knife by a 6-year-old.
Oh wow!
And in addition to that, we was working closely in a school, doing sports and activity programs already. And the council approached us at the time and said, "No, there's some funding available. Would you like to direct this to make it free for children to attend, but direct it an early intervention program?" And because we was already actively participating in sports provision, but more for the paid parent, we was then able to take away the fees and start inviting children that schools were highlighting towards our program, where we'd then offer them educational workshops and knife safety programs with the introduction of sports to give them get the sports in the hook. So it just sort of spiraled from there and got more and more popular with more and more children attending.
Okay, so what is kind of your age range then?
Was it primary school level? So it's 5 years old to 11-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's after a year of doing that provision, other secondary schools felt that this is a great program, and the need for that in the secondary schools was definitely evident. And then we started going into secondary schools and doing it there and inviting them back to our after school early intervention provisions. So it's all the way from 5 years old up to 17-year-olds.
Okay. And how do you feel like your inception with the local children and obviously like young people as well has raised awareness and reduced the dangers of gangs and criminal activity and knife crime?
Yeah, so the program in itself was like a child program, and they ain't just kicked off with the more funding that we received, and we was going into schools, we were doing after school clubs, and it just spiraled from there. And the thing is, we don't then just do intervention programs. We now run sports clubs, we run assemblies, we do HAF programs, so Easter and all those summer programs. So we started as an intervention program, but we're now supporting pretty much every child that is like vulnerable, so is receiving free school meals, because these gang members, they will try and pick off those most vulnerable. And the important thing is that myself and Ben, we work with those families and we intervene, and we run these intervention programs to stop them from ever going down that wrong path. And I think that's what's so important is finding out the root cause and treating that before it gets worse. And that's what we're doing, and we're stepping in before it ever gets to that stage where children are carrying knives and drugs, and it's working really, really well.
Amazing. Did you find that obviously when you started and you went into primary schools, did you find that a lot of children did know the actual dangers of knife crime? Or did they actually know the dangers of knife crime and carrying knives around with them?
I'll just. Oh, go on.
If we take it in turns, we won't be able to.
Maybe you should say maybe Ben or David.
Yes. No. Go on, Ben. You can go first.
So I don't particularly believe many of them knew about the dangers of knife crime.
Yeah.
Not until they get into that position where they are hanging around with the gangs. So the early intervention is to guide them in the right pathway before they get to that position in their life where they are confronted with that, and that choice then becomes apparent to them, and they make that wrong choice. So an example for this would be, we might get an 8-year-old that's referred to us from a secondary school Senko officer or head teacher, and said their behaviour is becoming concerning, or their family life is unstable, and we can start to see these changes in this children's behaviour. Would you intervene and invite them onto your program? The child would then come to our program, and they might show an interest in rugby, and we'd ensure that we're inviting the local rugby club down once a week or once every other week to work with these children to then give them that introduction into that sport. And then the pathway for that child would be, this is great, and then they would then get invited to the rugby club, and so they can progress their skills and become a bit more of a regular fixture in their life. Then that sort of thing would happen, across the board with other children showing different interests in other things. And then that hook that they have now got, they just focus on potentially rugby, cricket, football, whatever it would be. Mm-hmm. And then we can use that as that real strong pathway to take them away from them, the street gangs, etc., because they're playing the sports more often than not.
Amazing. Is there anything that you want to add on to that, David?
Yeah, so we was a big advocate in getting this early intervention scheme into the curriculum. So targeting sort of even early years or children year 1, year 2, so that's 6, 7, and speaking to them openly about the dangers of carrying knives and talking to them about drugs, because gangs target young children because they don't understand what they've actually got. And it might not even be a package that they know. It could be, trainers in a box, and they've got drugs in it. It's just making young children more streetwise and educated. And it's similar to the sex education. I do believe that we need to teach young children about knife crime and gang awareness.
Yeah, definitely. Amazing. So we'll jump to the NDAs now, okay? So you guys said that you were nominated. Was it last year or a few years ago?
It was 2018, I think. Okay. Yeah, 2018. Yeah.
Okay, so how did it feel then when you received your email inviting you back to the National Diversity Awards, that you've been shortlisted for another award?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was amazing. It really was, because we'd recently had nominations for an award, a local award in our town.
Yeah.
And we went there, and because we was one of the only organisations in the town centre that was operating because of the I suppose the licence we had during COVID by supporting vulnerable families and vulnerable children, we was still able to actively engage in face-to-face sports. Alongside that, we was then delivering sports packages and things like that. So we was working very hard throughout COVID. We didn't stop, and obviously we was putting ourselves and our team members at risk. And we, unfortunately, it's great to be nominated, but we didn't get any sort of recognition from that. But when the National Diversity Awards come around, we thought, that is fantastic. I can't believe we had another go at this. So we just made an extra special trip up there, not thinking that we was going to win it, but it was just fantastic to be recognised for the work that we've done, especially during that COVID time.
Yeah. How did you kind of touch on it a little bit there, but how did you kind of carry on the programme? Because obviously it's community based, it's a lot of face to face, it's a lot of like physical and things like that. How did you carry it on? David?
So because we was working with vulnerable families, the government changed their rules on that. So we was able to use the hub as a base to run these programs. And it was on ITV Anglia. We got news on it and on our organisation. And lucky for us, we was able to still run these sessions. And parents described it as a lifeline. And that's what that's fantastic to hear. That young children were able to access sessions that they couldn't normally access, especially during COVID times. And especially, we was delivering care packages, food, like running food programs. We were still able to offer, these sessions to the most vulnerable. And I think that's what has been so important in Harlow, especially, that we was able to support people in the community during COVID.
Yeah, amazing. It's good that you guys obviously were able to carry that on. Because I've spoken with a lot of other charities and organisations, and obviously a lot of their work and the progress got affected with COVID, and especially with working with children. It was good that you were able to carry that on through a tough time with kids that probably didn't even understand what was going on during the pandemic because they were that young and things like that. Amazing. So how did you guys react to the other nominees who were in the Community Organisation Award for Multi-Strand? Did you get to speak with any of them? David?
No, we wasn't able to speak to them, but we read the page in the brochure. And to be honest with you, I said to Ben, we haven't got a chance. These are all great organisations. We feel we're great. We've done really well, but you just don't expect it. You don't expect to win. You do it because you want to help people, and winning something is just a bonus to us. It's just sort of a little pat on the back to be recognised. And when you come to these awards, you never expect to win. And for us, me and Ben just wanted a nice evening, a nice night out, and just to sit back and enjoy it. When Ainsley Harriet read Changing Lives Community Services, it was crazy. It was a fantastic moment.
And you would all the team jump up, didn't you? How big is your team?
Well, we brought our family down.
Right,
we wanted our families to enjoy Liverpool, and we wanted to experience the night that we had previously 2 years ago. Even though we didn't win, it's just a fantastic night to come down and to see. You got famous faces there. The food is fantastic. It's just a lovely evening, and we wanted our family to experience that.
Yeah, amazing. Anything that you want to add, Ben?
Well, just when the nomination was, us as winners, the moment was surreal, really, and it was my highest achievement, in my life, in terms of, because the business that we do, myself and David, don't do it for money or gain. It is, is just because we want to help people, and to be recognised for helping people, then it's just an ambition, a lifetime ambition that I feel like I've majorly succeeded in, and I'll continue to do it forever. I'm sure David will as well, because that's the kind of people we are. So it's just great to be patted on the back for what we believe in and our our morals.
Yeah, definitely. And as you said, everybody that does come to the awards, and we've done a lot of these interviews, and everyone says the exact same thing. I didn't prepare a speech because I didn't think I was going to win. Everyone says the exact same thing. No one ever thinks that they win. And then when you do, it's kind of like starstruck, walking up to the stage, like, what am I going to say in front of all of these people?
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. Well, so with the award then, how do you think that you're going to utilise it to further leverage your cause for changing lives? Ben. I keep forgetting.
I feel like, we're not going to put it out there. Well, I certainly would be putting it out there and just saying that, I'm Ben Doyle. I'm a winner of the National Diversity Awards. I just think it should, if we are working with, the government, just having that award with us would help us show that our reliability and our credibility towards the service we're providing, especially if we come across a potential project that myself and David have an idea about and how we feel that could help a certain cause, then our views should be heard because of the award that we have received. So I think just having that behind us as a credible award will help us project our ideas to be heard more so than if we didn't have it.
Yeah, definitely. Anything that you want to add there, David?
Yeah, like I've always said that the National Diversity Awards is like winning the Oscars. And for us, it's probably one of the biggest achievements that we've ever done in our lives. And we've been able to put National Diversity Awards on our letterheads. We're able to say in the local newspaper that we've won a national award. It's great for people to see that and recognise that we are national champions, not just at a local level, but nationally. And that speaks volumes in terms of funding and people sponsoring us. So it adds, I feel it adds great value to our organisation. And it's just true honour to be part of the national diversity and actually winning it.
Yeah, amazing. Well, it is very well deserved. Very well deserved, because the amount of work that you guys do, especially during the pandemic, because that was kind of one of the things that set you aside from other nominees in general, and the amount of work that you guys have done, and to progress from, as you said, younger children in primary to senior, where a lot of gangs obviously start when children are younger, as you said, but they don't kind of know what they're getting themselves into. So to target, obviously, not children, young adults, is amazing, obviously, for the local community and what you guys are doing. So you touched on it before, but did you guys get a chance to explore Liverpool after the awards? David?
I didn't. I had to get back to London, to Essex, but I think Ben actually explored Liverpool, didn't you, Ben?
Well, I certainly explored the cavern and and down by the docks, but again, I had to get back for the next day. I had to get back for my football coaching, so I didn't have the opportunity to go around. But I know my mum and dad went round and took a few pictures and walked around the town and stuff.
Yeah, you've seen the main bits, kind of Liverpool, the cavern, the docks, the sightseeing, Beatles statue, and
myself and David went to watch Everton at Goodison the last time we was here. So we didn't need to go to
the Blues. Oh yeah, I've always supported the Blues. I was a season ticket when I was younger, all my life.
They're not doing too well now, though, are they?
They're not, but you know what? They can pull it back.
Yeah.
Crazier things have happened. And especially in football.
It's true.
Amazing. So last question for you guys before you guys go is that the nominations for the National Diversity Awards 2022 have just opened. They opened about a week ago. So what advice would you give to anyone thinking about entering the awards, anyone thinking about nominating a positive role model or a community organisation? Ben?
For anyone that is wanting to be nominated or is going to be nominated, I just feel like if you are that organisation and staff within that organisation, just do what you think is right, and just go with your beliefs, and that your rewards will come.
Amazing. David?
And I just think that I think everyone's got a chance of winning. We thought we hadn't got a chance, and we was really privileged that people nominated us. And I feel that if you get the chance, spread the word. Talk about your organisation. Be positive, because you just never know. You never know that you may win, and you never know the effects that you have in your community and what you do. And everyone deserves the chance to win something. And I believe that, if you've got a fantastic organisation, if you're a fantastic person and you're doing your best in that community, then you've got a chance. So, take it in your stride, be positive, and just go for it.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys for both joining me today, and congratulations to you and the whole team on Changing Lives for winning the Community Organisation Awards for Multi-Strand.